Everyone, what's up? It's me again, Young Monster 3, and yeah, it's time for another update video. And this is going to be a really weird mix of films, not mix of films, but yeah, probably that as well. But it's going to be a VHS, DVD, and Blu-ray update. So I'm going to start with the VHS tapes, and then I'm going to continue with the DVDs, and then I'm going to end it with the Blu-rays. So yeah. First up, we're gonna start with the VHS tapes. First up, we have the film called The Rift. Now, this is a terrible looking, there's not even it's just a title and nothing else on the front cover. But I think this movie has never been released over here. I think there is some Region 1 DVD release of this one, if I'm not completely mistaken. But this is directed by the same guy who did Pieces. And I think this has a pretty not entertaining, but an interesting cast as well because it has R. Lee Ermey in it. So yeah, we're looking forward to see this one, The Rift. Then we have some action with Robert Ginty. I actually think it's really interesting that it says there on the front cover so clearly. But the film is called Gold Raiders, and this is, I think it's so funny up here. You can actually see it says the exterminator man is back in Gold Raider. So it seems like Robert Ginty only was he was just known as the exterminator after he made that film. But I think some of his films are really entertaining, really funny and schlocky, so cheesy as well. So yeah, Gold Raiders. Never seen this one before, but yeah, I think this might be from the early 80s as well. Then we have another film from the 80s, of course. The film is called Flashpoint. Never seen before, but it has Chris Christopherson and Treat Williams in it. Apparently also Rip Torn, so that's interesting. Don't know too much about it, but some action film from the early 80s. Now we're gonna continue with the DVDs. Now I have to say once again that I probably told you in the previous update video as well that I usually try to I tried to show the horror films separately from all the other films, but now it's just going to be a random thing. So hope you will still enjoy that, enjoy the order or whatever. So first up we have like a box set, but this looks like the cheapest damn box set I've seen in a long time. But anyway, that aside, it is the Trinity box set. Films with Bud Spencer and Terence Hill. Is it Terence Hill? Yeah, Terence Hill. And the films included in this box set is Boot Hill, All the Way Boys, I am in for the Hippos, My Name is Nobody, which I think I actually had before. Nobody is Still My Name, They Call Me Trinity, which I did see on TV not that long ago, and Trinity is Still My Name. So yeah, 13 hours of entertainment, it says on the back. So yeah. Then we have a film called This Is a Complete Blind Bite, some late 90s comedy film called Desperate But Not Serious. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we can see it. Yeah, right there. And then we have, I think these films are considered to be classics, and I've never seen these films, and I'm kind of embarrassed about that. I think the first film was directed by William Friedkin, but I'm not too sure about the second one. But the movies are The French Connection 1 and 2 with Gene Hackman. Yeah. Then we have some. This is a Slovenian horror film. That's probably the main reason why I picked this one up, because I have never seen a film from Slovenia before, and when they apparently decided to make like a horror film, I'm like, well, I'm all in for that, and it looks really gory as well. So the film is called The Curse of Valburga. Valburga, I'm not really sure how you pronounce that, but this apparently also has the lead vocalist of Shining in it. I was a fan of that band before, but I don't care too much about it now. I don't care too much about the band anymore as I did before, but now that's a complete other story. But yeah. Then we have Asian action box set or movie collection with 5 films. The films included in this one are Gone with the Bullets, Monk Comes Down the Mountain, Special ID, Man of Tai Chi and Contract Killer. So yeah, Asian action movies. Then this one I've been on the hunt for quite some time, mainly because of the cast, but also because of the director, because the director also directed the two chorus film Dream a Little Dream, which I'm a big fan of. The movie is called Where the Day Takes You. Sorry for the glare, I'm trying to do my best, but this is apparently about like teenage runaways that just they don't have any home, so don't really know how the storyline is gonna go for this one. But yeah, the cast is really amazing because it has Sean Astin, Baldassar Getty, Ricky Lake, James Lee Ross, Dermot Mulroney, and Will Smith. I think this might be one of Will Smith's first movie roles. I'm not too sure, but yeah. Then we have female Yakuza Tale. I'm not too sure if this has anything to do with the Sex and Fury film, which I'm also on the hunt for, but because those cover arts for those films, they look nearly identical. So I wasn't too sure before I picked this one up. I had to double check if I had Sex and Fury before or not, but that's a film that I'm trying to get a hold of as well. But yeah, Japanese 70s action crime type film, so yeah. And we have a fairly new film called Mayhem, and this looks like complete carnage and mayhem if you ask me. Some action comedy horror type film. I'm a big fan of those type of films in general, so decided to pick it up. Then we have a film called Guns for San Sebastian with Charles Bronson. That was really like the selling point. It's like Western film and it has Charles Bronson in it, so I decided why not. Then we have a film, like a drama film called The Informers. Yeah. Apparently that was like the last role of Brad Renfro as well. Then we have this one. This looks so stupid, but I had to pick it up. I do remember watching the cartoon when I was younger, but I don't think I ever like really enjoyed it that much. But it's still okay, I guess. So I decided to pick up this one, the main movie or whatever, the Flintstones. So yeah, we'll see if that's any good or bad. Then I picked up the sequel as well, the Flintstones Viva Rock Vegas, when they're apparently in Las Vegas, so yeah. Then we have a film that I picked up mainly because of one of my friends that told me that this is a really entertaining and tense film. Apparently I also think this is based off of true events. The film is called Foxcatcher, and I think also this was going to go out of print, so that was another reason why I wanted to get a hold of it, so yeah. Then we have some what is this? Is this like a horror No, it's a horror film. Damn it, I can't speak today. Apparently on the front cover it says Crocodilus, but the original title is Blood Surf. I think you probably know what film it is if I just show you the cover art, because I think that's like the original cover art or whatever. So yeah, Blood Surf. Let's see, I'm gonna put this right here. Then we have a double feature with actually I've only seen one of these films before, but I haven't seen the sequel. But Our Man Flint and In Like Flint. I've only seen the first one. The first one is sort of like a James Bond knockoff in a way. A little bit too long, a little bit too annoying if I remember correctly, but it's still an alright film. Not seen the sequel, but yeah, gonna be a blast to check that one out. Then we have, let's see, the film called Outland with, yeah, rest in peace, Sean Connery. Some sci-fi action from the early 80s, so yeah, couldn't pass on that. Then this is like a low-budget gore film from 2006, and the movie is called Acid Bath. Now this is an amazing cover art, but I'm not too sure if the film's going to live up to this cover art, but you can only hope. Then we have, I think this is also considered a classic among the Western films, but I've never seen it before. High Noon with not Buddy Cooper, Gary Cooper. Why I said Buddy Cooper is probably because of The Mutilator, which I think It's a really underrated slasher film, but yeah, that's a whole other story. Then we have Bronco Busters, which I also think is known as something else, but I can't remember the name of it. But I've heard this is a really weird and crazy type Western film. So yeah, also has James Caan in it. So yeah. Then we have, this is actually a Godfrey Ho film. This cover art, I mean, if you just cut away this stupid 18 logo on it, it's an amazing cover art. But yeah, Godfrey Ho film called The Secret of the Lost Empire. I think this is also known as Hands of Death or something, but that cover art is truly amazing. Of course, that movie also has Richard Harrison in it. So then we have Deadly Companions, the very first film by Sam Peckinpah. I've decided to try to find most of his films. So yeah. Oh God, what is this called in English? It's only the Swedish title and the Italian title. For some reason, it doesn't say what it's called in English. But yeah, I'm not sure if you can recognize the cover art. Maybe you know what film it is, but yeah, I'm probably gonna put it in the description once I find the English title. So yeah. Then we have King Solomon's Mines, which is like a canon film Indiana Jones knockoff. Looks hilarious, so decided to pick it up. And I also picked up the sequel to that film, which is called Alan Quatermain and the Lost City of Gold, which doesn't make any sense because it should have just been called King Solomon's Mines 2 or something. But yeah, I'm not really sure. I don't know the story about the films themselves, so I can't say too much about that. Then we have a film that I think I might have seen before on TV, but this was like years ago. The film called The Net, which I also think have a sequel, which I have not seen. But then again, I barely remember anything from this. So yeah, The Net. Then we have a film called Nightcrawler. The storyline sounded really interesting in this one, so that's the reason why I picked it up. And also, I think one of my friends was a big fan of this one as well. So yeah, that's another reason why I picked it up. Then we have some low budget, like Norwegian sci-fi film, I believe. The movie is called Lies Inc. Yeah, from 2004. Yeah. Then we have Soul Assassin. Yeah. I really need to speed up, it feels like. But then we have Extreme Limits. And this is released by, I'm not too sure if you can see the logo down there, Horse Creek Entertainment or whatever. They are quite famous, not famous, but they were quite discussed in the early 2000s. Excuse me. In Sweden at least, because it's, damn. It was sort of like the Swedish Vipco in a way, that's what I wanted to say, so yeah. Next film is called Marines. This is directed by Mark Roper, who I think also directed Operation Delta Force, like 2 or 3 or some of those films at least. So yeah, Marines from the mid 2000s. And then we have a film called The Veteran, not to be confused with The Veteran from the mid 2000s, which has Ali Sheedy in it. This is the other one from 2010, I believe. So yeah. Then we have a film called Stealth Fighter, and this looks so damn sketchy and so damn early, like 2000s or like late 90s. One of the main reasons why I picked this one up was because of the replay, whatever. I kind of collect those releases, so yeah, that's the reason why. Then we have Prey of the Jaguar, which has Stacy Keach and Linda Blair in it. So not too sure how much screen time they have in this, but yeah, gonna be interesting to see that. Then we have the sequel to Ironclad, the film called Ironclad Battle for Blood. I've heard this is I've heard this isn't should we do this thing all over again? I've heard that this isn't as good as the first one, but I'm still gonna give it a chance because the first one was a really entertaining, like, gore fest, really. Then we have a film by Lamberto Bava. The movie is called Monster Shark. I believe this is also known as something else, but I can't remember the title right now. But yeah, Lamberto Bava horror film, apparently. Now let's see what this is called. This is another one which just has the another title. Is it Day of the Beast or Mark of the Beast? Something like that. I'm not too sure, but if you've seen the cover art before, you might figure out what film it is. But this is from 1995, Spanish horror film. So yeah. Then we have The Curse of Frankenstein with Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing. I've been trying to get a hold of the sequel to this one as well, which is called like The Revenge of Frankenstein or something. So that's another one that I'm probably gonna try to get a hold of eventually. So yeah. Then we have Condor Man. Never seen before, but it's like a Disney film. Now when I think of it, I think I might have showed some of these in. I'm not too sure. If I've showed you any of these before, I am deeply sorry that you're gonna see this another time, but yeah. Then we have a Jess Franco film called She Killed in Ecstasy. Jess Franco films seems to be very like hit or miss. Either they are really, really terrible or they're quite decent, so yeah. Then we have a film called Night of Death. This storyline seems really interesting because apparently it's about like zombies in like an elderly home or like with elderly people walking around killing people. Sounds really hilarious, so that's the reason why I picked it up. Then we have The Search for Weng Weng, which was like this really, really short person who was apparently quite popular in the, is it the Philippines or was it the Indonesia? I'm so confused what country it was, but he was quite known back in the early 80s, and this is like a documentary, but this also comes with the feature film For Your Height Only, which is another James Bond like parody or knockoff or whatever, so yeah. Then we have Triple Threat with Scott Adkins, which I'm recently picked up a few of his films because yeah, some of those are really entertaining. Then we have Avengement, yeah. Then Abduction, which is directed by the same guy who directed Cube Zero. And then we have Night of the Virgin, 2016. This is also a Spanish film, I believe. Then we have Death Line, another one with Peter Cushing, I believe it was. Or was it? No, Christopher Lee, I believe. Yeah, Christopher Lee and Donald Pleasence in this one, so yeah. Then we have I think it's the fourth or fifth Purge film. First Purge. Not seen the other ones yet, but I do have them in my collection. Then we have Codename Silencer. Apparently, I think David A. Pryor was like a producer or writer on this one. Not too sure which it was, but this has Robert Davi and Bridget Nielsen in it, so yeah. Then we have, this is apparently a limited edition as well, which is really cool that I've found this one. I thought this was going to go for much more money than it actually, I mean, I didn't pay too much for this at all. I think I only paid like $6 or something like that. So yeah, Mad Dog Morgan with Dennis Hopper. Also a film that I think is based off of true events. Now this one I've heard is supposed to be really stupid and really bad, but the main reason why I picked this one up was because it's a Code Red release, and yeah, I'm a collector of those films, so, or that company or whatever, so the film is called Silk, yeah, which I think was featured on Red Letter Media as well, so yeah. Then we have a film called High Risk with James Coburn, Anthony Quinn, James Brolin, Ernest Borgnine. Yeah, this cover art though is truly terrible in my opinion. The main reason why I picked up this particular release is that the newer Studio S release, which was released a couple of years ago, that has a really great looking cover art, but I've heard that that film, or that release for that matter, was cut, which doesn't make any sense to me because Studio S seems like they're never cutting up their films, or like they try to get a hold of like the uncut version. So that's the reason why I picked up this older release, because I want the uncut version. So yeah, high risk. I think this is also directed by the same guy who did Ice Pirates, Tammy and the T-Rex, and Mac and Me. So yeah, this is gonna be interesting. Now let's see, some more films over here. I kind of collect this series as well, not series, but this series of films released by that company, or whatever. But not too sure if you can see that, but there's like a star right there. It's number 2. I kind of like collect those ones. So first up we have The Paradise Case, which is directed by Alfred Hitchcock. And then we have a film called Macaroni from the 80s, I believe, mid 80s, yeah. Then we have a film called Felicity, which is supposed to be a really sleazy film. This also comes with the documentary ABCs of Love and Sex. So yeah, sleazy fun. Then we have I think this is one of the very last John Wayne films, The Shootist. Yeah. And we have another Hitchcock film called Under Capricorn. Yeah. Then we have the 40s version, I believe. Yeah, 40s of Jeanne d'Arc with Ingrid Bergman. By the way, the previous film was also with Ingrid Bergman, or Ingrid Bergman, like we say in Sweden. Like we say in Sweden. We can't speak English because I am an idiot. No. Then we have the Balting Brothers, I believe it's called. But apparently in Sweden this is called Party for Hitler. Yeah. Then we have a film by Milos Forman, a film called Ragtime. Yeah. And then we have Tokyo Story. And then we have, let's see, what's it called? Safety Last, from the early 20s. Now we have the Blu-rays left, so I'll get to it. Now first up we have some 2 Arrow films, or like Arrow releases. First up we have Whitefire, and what an interesting cast. Robert Ginty and Fred Williamson in the same film. Yeah, looking forward to see that one. Then we have this one I mainly picked up because it was directed by Jack Hill, and I think Jack Hill is a really entertaining entertaining director. I think he makes some really hilarious films. Yeah, the film is called The Swinging Cheerleaders. Yeah. Then we have a film called, this is actually with William Shatner, I didn't notice that before, but Kingdom of the Spiders. And yeah, this is a Code Red release, which is really cool. And we have a film called Ghost Warrior. Yeah, early 80s. Then we have some blaxploitation film from the 70s as well. This is with Pam Grier, of course. Black Mama, White Mama. Yeah. Then we have, I think I've showed you that before, so no reason to show that again. Another Code Red release, Schoolgirls in Chains. Yeah, another Code Red, like I probably told you before, but yeah. I think this might be directed by the same guy who did... Yeah, it's directed by the same guy who did The Forest, a slasher film from the early 80s, so yeah. Then we have Death Promise. Yeah. I think we have some Vinegar Syndrome releases right here, so yeah. Then we have Night Beast by Don Doler. Really cool looking cover art. Then like another another women in prison film called Sweet Sugar. Then we have The Corruption of Chris Miller. Yeah. And last up is a film called Demonoid from the early 80s. Some creature feature, I believe, so yeah. So that's all the films that I'll show you today. Now I've been going on for like 25 minutes, so I'm gonna try to end the video ASAP. Now I also am going to try to make the, if that's not uploaded by now, because I've already made the videos, but I haven't like uploaded them yet, so I'm gonna see if I'm gonna upload this video before or after that, but the top 10 best and top 10 worst films that I've watched during 2020, yeah, keep your eyes open for those videos as well, so yeah, see you next time, bye bye.